Hello everyone, I am Khushbu Nathalia and thank you for coming back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about the two jurists, that is Kelsen and Hart, and we're going to complete our analytical school of jurisprudence. Well, in the end I will also be showing you as to how do you actually need to revise and how can you make jurisprudence easy so that you do not get confused when you'll be doing all the schools, all the jurists together. So let's start. The first jurist for today is Hart. Hart actually he did not favor Austin's concept, and he wrote a book that is Concept of Law, which was written in the criticisms of Austin's theory. He although supported analytical school for his study of law, and according to him law is a union of primary and secondary rules. Primary rules are those which impose obligation, and the secondary rules are those which help or which steps from the pre-legal word, that is which help the primary rules to actually enforce remedies. For instance, if whatever the changing scenario is, right, so the secondary rules will help the primary rules to change accordingly, to modify according to the changing needs of the society, to make the necessary amendments so that it is able to justify to people, it is able to do justice to them. He further said, as Austin said, that there is a command of sovereign which is backed by sanction. But here he said that the rule of recognition is the sole idea wherein it is the acceptance of people which lead to the recognition of the existing rules. So he also emphasized, on the rule of recognition, that is the acceptance by the masses, which was the binding factor. Now further, there was one more point in which he somehow was different, or he did not agree to his predecessors, that deals with law and morality. According to him, law and morality are complementary and supplementary to each other. He believed that all the individual, they feel bound to obey the rules either because of the duty, or they feel that or because they accept it due to the rule of recognition, and they feel themselves to be morally bound to obey them. So that is how he say that law and morality, they are complementary and supplementary to each other, and they should be understand in the light of each other and should not be distinct or understood as two distinct subjects, because they have a relationship, and that is how the law can be accepted by the masses and the people will feel bound to obey the existing laws. Moving on, the next jurist for today, or the final jurist for the positive school, is Kelsen. If when we study about Kelsen, there are two things which we need to keep in mind. The first thing talks about the pure theory of law. That means it deals with what law is, and it excludes everything else which does not fall in that category. It do not take into recognition any historical or social factors or influences. It just talk about what law is. That means that is the pure theory of law which deals with what law is, and it excludes all the other factors you can think of. He further talk about law as an informative science, in which he emphasized on DOE principle. What does that mean? That means that I will just give you an example to simplify. For instance, let's take an example that A commits theft, right? So now he ought to be punished. So this ought norm is basically the norm on which the law is based. The law is based on these ought norm which need to be done if something happens. That means if A happened, then Y ought to happen. So that is what his notion of law as an informative science was. And then when we talk about these odd norms, so the term norm, let's try and understand that term, because Kelsen was the one who came with the theory or with the term of Grundnorm. With Grundnorm we mean the basic, the fundamental norms. So Kelsen, according to him, he feels that law is a circle. Why? Because if something happens, that then it derives its sanction from the other laws, right? And these other law further derive its sanction according to some other law. That means the sanction which was used by Austin has a reference here, but it do not talk about the sanction by a third party, that is the sovereign, but it talk about the sanction within the law itself. So that is how this circle come into picture, wherein we try to understand about the norm from the norm through which it derives its position. So it's a circle which goes on, and it becomes very complex to actually understand what this Grundnorm is, from where does it come into picture. And this circle which I talk about is actually the process of gradual concentration of Grundnorm, because it it brings into picture all the norms available, and he tries to emphasize that these norms, they derive within themselves, and that is how the law actually comes into picture. So that was what Kelsen said, and his theory was criticized because the Grundnorm which I just said is very vague and confusing. One actually cannot understand as to what exactly this is, how does it come into picture, what leads to the actually the formation of this Grundnorm, what can be termed as a Grundnorm. It's all vague, it's all in air. So that was a major criticism. Then the purity of norm which he talks about can also not be maintained. Why? Because if we have to understand the purity or what exactly these norms are, we need to take into picture certain external factors. Like for example, if I ask you to give your opinion on the norms, then you will conduct a research, you will come to a conclusion. Or if the lawyers, for example, they are the one who need to understand what the law is, so they are gonna give their perspective on it. So this purity of norm cannot be maintained because it varies from person to person. Every person have their own particular way of thinking, and they are gonna depict it in their according to their intellectual mind. So that is the reason it cannot be maintained, and it varies from person to person. Also, he just talked about in his pure theory what law is. That means he excluded all the other factors you can think of, and he ignored the natural law, the sociological concept. So these were the major criticisms. So that's all about Hart and Kelsen. Before I conclude the video, let me just give you a tip, a suggestion. We have a good number of 4 to 5 schools to cover in jurisprudence according to the syllabus of the universities, and we have around 4 to 5 jurists in each school. So it will be a bit difficult if you try to mug up what is being said by whom. So how do you actually learn without confusing yourself much? The first suggestion is that try to emphasize on the important terms used by the jurist. For example, if I take the example of analytical school, how do you remember, or how can you, or how should you remember analytical school is that you need to keep in mind few things. The first one is that the analytical school is also known as positive school, imperative school, and Austinian school because of the reasons which I mentioned in the first video. The second, the name of the jurists who are associated in the school, that is Bentham, Austin, Kelsen, and Hart. Bentham, he talked about the principle of utility. Then he further differentiated between expositorial and sensorial. So and he was in favor of laissez-faire policy. So these are the three things which you need to remember when you try to remember Bentham. The next is Austin. When you are doing Austin, the important terms which should be in your mind is that he talked about command, sovereign, sanction and duty. Also, he bifurcated law properly so called and law improperly so called, and his main emphasis was on positive school. Later, we came to Hart, and Hart talked about the rule of recognition and law as a union of primary and secondary rules. And finally, we came to the pure theory of law, which was given by Kelsen, and he also talked about Grun norms. So these are the major terms which should be in your mind when you revise analytical school, so that it is not confusing with the other jurists you do in the upcoming videos. Thank you so much, and if you have any doubt with respect to analytical school, then please feel free to mention that in the comment section below, and I'll try and answer all the queries. Also, I would like to request you to please subscribe and press the bell icon to keep yourself updated with the upcoming videos. Thank you so much, and bye-bye.